Yeah, we got the best chat, the best tunes, the best troll slaying mods. Like and subscribe for updates and alerts whenever the gentleman's on.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome. As we wait for Donald Trump to for we can get the feed, I'm gonna play the audio of the Mike Pence rally that happened just this morning, probably like a little bit over an hour ago. So if you missed it, you guys can hear what he says. I can also play the video. It's up to you. If you guys want me to play just the audio, press 1. If you guys want me to play both the video and the audio, press 2.
Talking about temperature.
An event like this, that's what we need. Sales tax by $1.5 billion, income.
Dan, thank you so very much.
I'm someone's favorite someone.
Forrest, part of a great team with Governor Pat McCrory that is leading North Carolina forward, and I know the people of North Carolina are going to re-elect for another 4 years. Dan, thank you so very much. Thanks so very much for your warm words, and especially warm words today. Thank you all for being here in this cozy place. Although I got to tell you, Roddy, we're just so excited to be here at Charlotte Pipe and Foundry. This is the cool part of the operation, and I'm talking about temperature. But how about a big round of applause for Charlotte Pipe and Foundry for being a great American success story. 1901 forward. Roddy's part of a fourth generation family that's built an incredible business that is part. Forrest, part of a great team with Governor Pat McCrory that is leading North Carolina forward, and I know the people of North Carolina are going to re-elect for another 4 years. Dan, thank you so very much. Thanks so very much for your warm words, and especially warm words today. Thank you all for being here in this cozy place. Although I got to tell you, Roddy, we're just so excited to be here at Charlotte Pipe and Foundry. This is the cool part of the operation, and I'm talking about temperature. But how about a big round of applause for Charlotte Pipe and Foundry for being a great American success story. 1901 forward. Roddy's part of a fourth generation family that's built an incredible business that.
All right, so Trump is on already, so we're going to switch back, okay? 1 second.
Very real sense. A very real sense, an industry that keeps the
in this election, and I hope we get more. But the thing about Donald Trump, he's coming in from the outside, and he's coming into what I refer to as the infected gene pool. Now, would anyone like to guess what the infected gene pool is? Professional politicians, folks. Professional politicians. Now, I'm a politician. I serve as a state legislator, but I also have a job. I work for a living. I have to. Okay? And that's what the founders wanted. Working people in these positions, not career politicians. I'm telling you, folks, they're killing us. They're killing us. They are killing us, and we got to get rid of them. Now, the other thing I love about Trump's campaign is the word competence. You know, you don't hear that in other campaigns. You don't hear about people being competent. You don't hear about them having skills where they can come in and actually do the job and do it correctly. And when I heard Donald Trump say that the first time in a campaign speech, he had me right then. I thought that is something. I'm a CPA. I have a lot of clients throughout the state, and we have to, can you imagine we're doing a tax return and we're incompetent? Now, if I were a government employee, that'd be just fine, you see. But we in the private world, in the real world, we have to run by rules and regulations. And the problem, folks, is that we've created, as I said, too many of them. Now, getting back to competence, I love the idea. Now, just think about this. And this is another thing. You've got one of the best in the business negotiating for the United States with a foreign country, right? That's incredible. I mean, to quote Chris Matthews, that sings a tingle up my leg just thinking about it. Now, another subject that I want to cover is the military. Military. Our military kicks ass. They really do. But I'll tell you something. I got a son-in-law that is a fighter pilot, flies F-18s for the Marines. And he has our back. But we need to make sure that he understands that we have his. And I know that Donald Trump is going to be one hell of a military supporter. We have to have machinery, we have to have equipment, we have to have the things that make everything work so that our military can perform at their best. Right? All right. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to kick some ass. We're going to get Donald Trump elected and make America great again. God bless you.
What a great asset to the state of Florida, isn't he? Thank you so much. Okay, Al Higginbotham. Al Higginbotham is our county commissioner. He was first elected in a special election in 2006 for District 4, which is Eastern Hillsborough County. Al Higginbotham now represents the entire county of Hillsborough via District 7. He previously served as the board's chairman and chaplain. A native Floridian from Plant City, Commissioner Higginbotham received a degree in political science with an emphasis on South American government from the University of Florida. Woo, go Bulls. His political interests led him to serve as a congressional aide in Washington and later as an executive assistant to the Florida State Treasurer and Insurance Commissioner. From 2003 to 2006, he served as chairman of the Hillsborough County Republican Party. Let's give it up for Al Higginbotham.
All right, you two guys right there in the red cap and the white cap, I saw what you were doing. Folks, they were placing bets, figuring I wasn't going to make it up those stairs. Well, one of you lost. I want to take you back for just a couple of minutes to 1994. I'd worked for a guy who challenged the incumbent Governor Lawton Chiles. His name was Jeb Bush. He lost in that race. January 1995, I was in Eufaula, Alabama on a deer hunting trip. Are you listening? I think we have some hunters out here. Of all things, a tree fell on me. It came across my left shoulder and it crushed me. When the doctors called home and spoke to my wife, they said, if he lives through the weekend, he'll never walk again. Friends and family, miracles, prayers are still answered. Supportive family. But outside of my family, the very first person to call my wife, Devin, and I was in a hospital at that point in Mobile, they said, this is Jeb Bush. Where's Al? I'm on the next plane. That man has a special meaning to me and my family, and I stuck with him. But today, we have a nominee for the next president of the United States, and that's Donald Trump. And I am behind Donald Trump, just like I was behind my friend Jeb. Success has a price. And the question today is, are you willing to set that price? Are you willing to pay that price? Is your family willing to pay that price? To rally our courage and discipline full.
All right, really quick, guys. This is the host of the stream. If you're getting any type of interference or static or anything like that, it's coming from the idiot camera guy. Guy's a complete moron. So we're we're sorry about that issue, but we'll see how fast he can fix it. Thank you.
I was given a second chance in my life. I'm not going to waste it. Let's work together and show what Hillsborough County, what Florida is like, and that we're going to deliver Donald Trump to the White House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Al. Great job. Our next speaker, Sharon Day. Who knows who Sharon Day is? She is from Florida, and she is the co-chair of the Republican National Party, right here, our own Florida girl. She's also National State Committee woman to the RNC for Florida. She has served the Republican Party at the local, state, and national level for more than 20 years. During her service to the Republican Party, Sharon has recruited numerous successful candidates and worked with party activists to spread the message of fewer taxes, less spending, and more freedom. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Sharon Day.
Well, mostly I'm just a grassroots girl, just like you guys. So come on, that's what we're all in this together. Well, good afternoon, Tampa. How's everyone doing? We're doing great. Well, I have to ask you this: are you ready to deliver Florida for Donald J. Trump and make America great again? Are you ready to fight to save America and put America first again by electing Donald J. Trump? Are you with me on that? All right. Donald J. Trump, again, he offers a reality check to our country. He offers real solutions to put America first, and he offers real solutions to make America great again. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton have given us failed policies, failed leadership, and they have weakened our country, both at home and abroad. They have threatened our national security with their actions. Absolutely. But rather than accept any responsibility, well, the Democrats, well, they want to attack Donald Trump. They want to say he's nothing more but a reality star. And let's be plain. Let's be honest here. They don't have a problem with the fact that he's a star. They have a problem with the fact that he's real and that he's telling the truth of what they have done for the last 8 years. Because you and I know that Trump gets us. He gets us. He gets all of us who work, all of you. He gets all of us who play by the rules. He gets those that understand that the importance of caring for our family. He gets those of us, you and I, that love our country. He gets us, you and I, that we don't live with a double standard. We don't get to rig the system like the Clintons do. No, we play by the rules. We play by the rules. And that's why Donald Trump is being followed and has the support that he has, because he understands that it is time for us to put America first and stop the damage that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton have done to this country. Now, Donald Trump, when he's up here, when he talks to us, that's what he does. He talks to us. He talks to us. He's real. He talks about what impacts everyday American families, and he speaks about what we face as Americans in honest terms, in real terms. That's right, we believe him. Contrast that to Hillary Clinton, who is a liar, that rigs the system. Absolutely. A liar. Let's do better than that. What do you say we defeat her in November? Let's don't lock her up. Let's defeat her and send her home. Hillary Clinton is a liar that rigs the system to allow her to do things that you and I or anyone else in this country would never get away with. She lied. She lied to the families of American servicemen who died in Benghazi. Absolutely. She lied to Congress. She lied to the American people. She lied to even the liberal media. She lied about her email. She lied about her server. She lied about what she deleted. She lied about what the FBI director said about her lies. And now, she even is lying about the former Secretary of State and a true American hero said she's lying about Colin Powell. Let's be honest. Hillary Clinton lies so much and so often and so many times. You have to wonder if there isn't something seriously wrong with her. If something isn't completely wrong with her internal moral compass, apparently one that she doesn't have. When someone like Hillary Clinton lacks no guilt, when all they do is lie and then lie about their lies, when they think that none of the rules apply to them, that person is not to be trusted. That person is dangerous to America, and that person, my friends, should never step foot in the White House again, and that person is Hillary Clinton. Now, I have to be honest. I want to see a woman be president one day. I want my granddaughters to see a woman be president one day. But I'm going to stand before you and say, not that woman, not today, not ever, not Hillary Clinton. Because she's not fit. She's not fit to lead this country. Hillary's pay-to-play policy as Secretary of State, where she has used her office to help her foundation, is just the latest example of 40 years of how she and her husband have used public service for their own private gain. That's not the kind of people that we want in America's White House, in our White House. Hillary Clinton has never put anything or anyone ahead of herself in her desire for power and her thirst for money. And that's not the kind of person we want in America's White House or in our White House. The only way we will make America great is by America great again is by electing men and women who will put country before self, and that starts by electing Donald J. Trump as the next president.
All right, so the microphone keeps going in and out. She already said it herself. So the issue is coming straight from the microphone.
Are you ready to end this unbelievable nightmare that is called the Clintons? Are you ready to elect Donald J. Trump as the next president of this United States? All right then, my friends, let's get together. Let's save America. for the next generation, and together we will make America great again. God bless each of you. God bless our proud military men, women, and their families. God bless our police officers and our first responders. And may God always continue to bless this special place we call our home, our United States of America. Let's take it back in Godspeed on our journey. God bless.
And that's why I'm very proud to have her as our co-chair for the National Republican Committee. Okay, so how are we going to make sure that she's going to be locked up? We're going to vote, right? So everybody registered out there to vote for Trump, correct? Everybody? And you're going to make sure you have at least 10 more people registered to vote for Trump? Because we do have some folks who are milling about here who have voter registration cards. So please, if you're not registered, if you know somebody who needs to be registered, see them, because they are around here, about 10 of them, so we can make sure that when Trump gets into office, really Hillary's real hell would be, her prison will be, not being in charge of anything anymore. That's the way to lock her up. So our final speaker before the main event is Attorney General Pam Bondi. Woo! A native of Tampa, Pam Bondi became Florida's 37th Attorney General after being elected on November 2010. Attorney General Bondi is focused on protecting Floridians and upholding Florida's laws and Constitution. Some of her top priorities are defending Florida's constitutional rights against the federal health care law, strengthening penalties to stop pill mills, aggressively investigating mortgage fraud and Medicaid fraud, and ensuring Florida is compensated for Deepwater Horizon oil spill losses. Transparency and openness in government have been important throughout her career. And Attorney General Bondi continues to support Florida's sunshine laws. It is my privilege to introduce Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Very, very shortly, and I know he loves Tampa Bay, and he's so excited to be back here again, and we love him. So I think most of you here know that I've dedicated my entire life as a prosecutor to protecting families, to protecting all of you, to fighting against human trafficking, the war on drugs. They now have heroin in a pill. That's what I've been dealing with this week. It's crazy what we're dealing with. But I can tell you firsthand, when it comes to law and order, you know I don't mess around, and neither does Donald Trump. And he respects and cares about our military. Because we know that while we're living a safe life here, so many of our great men and women in uniform are overseas, so we can do that and live a great life here. They're fighting for us every day. And for all of you, for our first responders, for our police officers, our sheriffs, our deputies, our troopers, everyone, our Secret Service, everyone, our DEA, ATF, thank you for what you do. Thank you for making America the safest place to live. And you know, Donald Trump won't only just have our backs in Florida, but he cares about states' rights. And what have I been doing for 5 years as Attorney General? Dealing with a Washington, D.C., Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton who are trying to take away our states' rights. And let me just tell you a little victory, because I'm really proud of it, that we just had. I guess you all know about the voucher program and school choice, where underprivileged kids can go to the school of their choice. Think how amazing that is here in our state. And we challenged it, and we won. So, think about that on Florida's level. And if anyone asks you why they should support Donald Trump on one issue, I have two words for them: Supreme Court. We have no doubt in our minds that Donald Trump will put conservative justices on the United States Supreme Court who will follow the rule of law. And sadly, we know exactly who Hillary Clinton would put on the Supreme Court, and I'm not even going to go there. And Donald Trump, unlike Hillary Clinton, does not cater to the liberal elite who accept mediocrity and excuse defeat. He listens to you, the American people. And like all of us here in this room today, Donald Trump will not back down. He is real. He speaks the truth. Often what people don't want to hear, that they're so used to the career politicians who get up there and just read scripts, and that is not the man I know, and I'm very proud to know him. He puts our nation first. He will put the American people first and our first responders first. He stands where we stand, and he cares like we care. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, wants to build a wall to shield her from the FBI. And Donald Trump will build a huge wall. And let me tell you, listen, and he will have a program that will allow our good immigrants to come into our country and follow our American dream. But we have to protect our borders, because what I'm doing, what all your attorneys general are doing across this country, we are fighting a war on drugs, and that cocaine and heroin is coming straight in through Mexico. And that's why over 16,000 Border Patrol agents have endorsed Donald Trump for President of the United States. Hillary Clinton defended a nuclear Iran deal where America would pay billions of dollars to a nation pledged to terrorists. Donald Trump has a really simple solution: hit them where it hurts, in the oil fields and in their pocketbooks. Hillary Clinton dodges what happened in Benghazi. Donald Trump says, bring it on, the American people deserve to know. Hillary Clinton has continued to defend a system that has made us weaker, more timid, and more in debt than ever. Under Barack Obama, we are $19.2 trillion in debt. That is more than, hang on, that is more than any other American president in history combined. Hillary Clinton is consumed with winning to be the first female American president. Donald is consumed with keeping the American dream from becoming history. And he is sending a message that the world is hearing loud and clear. America is coming back, bigger, bolder, stronger than ever with his leadership. And we will be led by a man who is a reality and is going to make America great again, Donald J. Trump. Thank you for supporting him. Thank you for being here today. We've got to get out the vote. Thank you. Thank you all. God bless America. God bless the Trump family, and God bless all of you. Thank you.
What about those Florida speakers? Are you not proud to be a Floridian? Now we have just a few more minutes, so we're going to play just a little bit of music. You're going to go ahead and rest your voices, and then when he gets back here, you're going to leave him wanting to come back for more because you're going to just be screaming and letting him know we are going to turn this county red and we're going to turn this state red. Thank you all very much. It's been my privilege and honor. So let's get out there and make Florida great again. Thank you.
Yeah, we got the best chat, the best tunes, the best troll slaying mods. Like and subscribe for updates and alerts whenever the gentleman's on.
All right, really quickly, guys. If you don't know who this is, I am the host of the stream, and I'd like to welcome you and for choosing us as your stream of choice. We have this new thing going on. I'm going to post it on both our Facebook and our Twitter. If you guys go to a Donald Trump rally, and if you guys get one of those signs, or if you make a sign for yourself, if you give us a shout out and on your thing, and you guys tell people about us, you can go into a drawing to win Trump gear. That includes Trump shirts, Trump hats, flags, Lion Guard flag. It includes Donald Trump bobblehead. It's like a whole box full of Donald Trump gear. So again, if you guys go to Donald Trump rallies in the future, in the next couple days, weeks, or whatever, and you guys, shout us out on one of those Trump signs or the signs that you make yourself, you let us know, take a picture, let us know, tag us on Twitter, and you can go in to win a box full of Trump gear. Thank you very much. Oh, when it comes to our our thing that I was just talking about, this might sound kind of crazy, but we'll also throw in Trump water, both Trump water and Trump ice water. I guess they're two completely different things, and a Trump steak, because they still sell them. So make sure that you guys, if you guys are going to the next rally, make sure that you guys shout us out, take a picture, tag us on Twitter. And you, like I said, you might win the big box of Trump gear, plus Trump water and Trump steak. Thank you very much. Press 1 if you guys want to win a box full of Trump gear, including hats, shirts, flags, Trump bobblehead, Trump the game. I forgot to say that too. I'm telling you, it's a big box. If you guys want to win that, press 1. I'm going to have more information. I'm going to have more information on the channel. I mean, on my Twitter and on Facebook. The links are in the description below. The information is coming later on. But basically, it's simple. All you guys have to do is if you go to attend one of the rallies in your state or city, just give us a shout out on a sign or, you know, whatever. Be creative. And you guys tag us on Facebook, tag us on Twitter, so you can be entered to win a huge box of just Trump gear stuff. Everything is awesome. I'll have pictures and everything over there. So I'll put up that information a little bit later after this rally is over.
thank you all for coming out, and thank you for being part of a movement that's going to put America on the right track again. You know, the American people are right. They are right consistently if we'll just listen to them. They want a lawful system of immigration that serves the national interest. What's wrong with that? We've had politicians promise for 30 years they're going to fix this system and have never done it, and Donald Trump will build the wall and fix it. Well, this movement is dealing with a lot of issues, but there's another issue, and that's jobs and wages. If you bring in more workers than we have jobs for, don't we reduce wages and make Americans unemployed? That's one of the things that's happening. That's why wages have declined significantly. Also, bad trade deals that close our high-paid manufacturing facilities, doesn't that eliminate good jobs and result in lower wages for the average American out there today? It absolutely does, and Donald Trump understands both of those. He stood up for you, he stood up for America against the establishment, and been correct and to advocate for reform in both of those areas. Now, let me ask you one more thing. If you believe, like overwhelmingly Americans do, that the country is on the wrong track, that changes need to be made, as I believe and you believe, do you believe Hillary Clinton has the will, the strength, the determination, or the knowledge to change this country? That is exactly right. She thinks things are fine as they are, much less having the will or the determination to take on this powerful establishment that has run our country too long. We need a strong person with clear values who will stand and fight for us, and Donald Trump is that person, in my opinion. Now, friends, that's kind of how I came to decide early on to support Donald Trump. And I believe what I've seen of him in the last few days as we've traveled together and seen polls start moving significantly in his direction, the big crowds that are occurring like this one all over the country. Don't tell me something isn't happening. Something big is happening. The people are taking their country back, and well, they should. Well, our next speaker is a man that's very close to Donald Trump. They've known each other for many years. Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani, America's mayor. Come on up, Rudy. Great. Let me just say, he is one of the greatest law enforcement officers in the history of the American Republic. I had the honor to serve under him in the Reagan administration, and he knows more about how to make our nation and our cities safe than anybody in this country. Colleagues and friends, welcome our mayor, Rudy Giuliani.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you. You just heard from one of the most knowledgeable and one of the best United States senators that we're lucky to have, not just for the state of Alabama, but for the whole country. There are not too many that understand the issues and fight hard for the people like Jeff Sessions. So let's give him a big hand. And I've known Jeff since he's a little boy. just like I've known Donald Trump for 28 years and can tell you what kind of man he is. He's not the man that they're viciously attacking on television. He's a very, very good man. He's a man who's built a tremendous empire, financial empire, but he still respects immensely the carpenter, the bricklayer, the plumber. His father taught him that, and he never forgot it. He knows that his success didn't come just because of him. He knows it came by building a great team, from the person who's the entry-level employee to picking the very best executives. That's how he built what he built. And by the way, he was the first person in the construction industry to appoint women to high executive positions. He's a man who's brought up a wonderful family, and you've gotten to see them and you've gotten to know them. That tells you an awful lot about what kind of man he is when you see his children and what they're like. And it tells you a lot, and I'm going to tell you, over the 28, 29 years that I've known him, I've mostly been involved in law enforcement in one way or another. Even being mayor of New York was kind of like law enforcement, right? So I'm surrounded by police officers, and every time Donald Trump comes up to see me, whether we're having dinner or on a golf course, or first people he says hello to are my police officers. And they all love him. They love him. He has the right values, and he's exactly the right man for the time that we have now today. And you know, God has been very good to America. We should say that humbly, and we should say that every morning that we get up, that we're so lucky that God made it so that we were born in the United States of America. And you're darn right. You know, I want to say something for the media that's covering this. Do you think that Hillary Clinton could produce a crowd with this kind of enthusiasm? I can think of only one really enthusiastic crowd that would gather for Hillary Clinton. A grand jury. Boy, would I love to present that case. Now they would have enthusiasm. I mean, no. We're going to beat her. We're going to beat her. We're going to beat her because unfortunately, the Department of Justice that I served for more of my life than I did anything else, I held the lowest position and one of the highest positions in the Justice Department. And I love the Department of Justice. I gave a lot of my life to it, prosecuted the mafia, prosecuted Colombian drug cartel people, prosecuted Wall Street criminals, prosecuted corrupt politicians of both parties, Republican and Democrat, by the way. I gave a lot of my life to the Justice Department. And my Justice Department now I am embarrassed of, and I believe it's been made into a disgrace by their refusal to handle the case against Hillary Clinton like they would handle the case against you. This, I am more than willing to predict, when the history of our day is written, the scandal you are watching unfold, is going to be like the Teapot Dome scandal was in the 1920s, and maybe bigger. It's going to be bigger than Watergate. Nixon had to leave office, and he did a lot of bad things, but he wasn't raking in millions and millions of dollars through a phony charity. I'm not sure how much money was involved in the Teapot Dome, but I bet it couldn't have been too much more than the hundreds of millions of dollars the Clintons have been getting and turning the State Department into a pay-for-play operation. Back in the 20s and in the Nixon era, well, you couldn't destroy emails because there were no emails. And I guess Nixon just wasn't as shrewd as Hillary. He never destroyed those tapes. Nixon didn't destroy the tapes. He kept them. You know what the Clintons must be saying? What a jerk that Nixon was. You want to know how to really be a criminal, you destroy the evidence. I mean, this, to me, as someone who has grown up in law enforcement, I am outraged at what I see. I am outraged at what I see. Crime after crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. These are not just unusual things that she did. These are not just stupid things that she did. These are not just accidental things that she did. This is a woman who has committed numerous serious federal felonies. She has lied under oath. She has lied to the public, and I have no doubt she lied to the FBI. She exposed to all of our enemies some of the most secret information that we possess, which is the reason why it's redacted now. And even a senator like Senator Sessions can't get to see it because it's so secret. She exposed that on her server for China, for Russia, for Iran, for Al-Qaeda. The director of the FBI, although I disagree with his conclusion, I believe she should have been indicted. I agree with his findings, which is that she was extremely asked to elect as our president someone who was extremely careless in handling national security information. Do they think we're stupid? Yes, they do. The Clintons have always thought we were stupid because we let them get away with it before. This is like a bad child, and you don't punish them for their first crime. And then they commit, boy, what they were doing back there. You got to go to the Rose Law Firm to get a contract with the state, and everybody in Arkansas knew it. Everybody in Arkansas knew it. And a compliant press didn't cover it the way it should. And they got positive reinforcement. So what they were doing in Arkansas, that was like minor league baseball compared to where they are now. Now they're in the major leagues. Now they're getting $30 million from a money launderer, $40 or $50 million from dictators in countries in which women are not allowed to drive, in which women are not allowed to appear in public, dress the way they want, in which women are oppressed. And she's a feminist? Give me a break. You want to prove to me you're a feminist, Hillary? Give the money back. And Bill, you give the money back for all those speaking fees from the misogynists who paid them to you. What a bunch of phonies. Wow. You literally, as I analyze this with these new revelations day after day after day, you literally can't tell where the Clinton Foundation ends and the Justice Department begins. You want something from the State Department? You pay a lot of money to the Clinton Foundation. You throw in a big speaking fee for Bill, and then you get from the State Department what you want. You get the meeting with the ambassador to Lebanon. You get Hillary to intervene with the Internal Revenue Service so that thousands and thousands and thousands of identities the government was seeking from Switzerland aren't sent. She directly intervened in that case. That alone is a federal felony, intervening in an IRS investigation. All by itself, it's a federal felony, and she traveled to Geneva and committed it. Not this Justice Department, because this Justice Department is a disgrace. It has a different standard for her because she's the Democratic nominee for president. Now let's talk about Donald Trump.
All right, give me 1 second. For some reason, it's screwing up, but it'll get better and it'll work perfectly when Trump comes out. Just give me a second.
I do. Okay, we can disagree. I know that the Clintons are not essentially honest. And I think he's sitting there saying, boy, I ruined my legacy by appointing her Secretary of State, because when the history of this administration is written, it's going to be overshadowed by the Hillary Clinton pay-for-play State Department and what she did. Donald Trump will change that. He'll change that. He'll make sure that he appoints people to office who, when they promise that they're not going to do something, as she did, don't do it. They will not be people who need the job. There will be people who are the best people for the job. He will bring jobs back. Nobody in this country knows better than Donald Trump how to create more and better jobs. This administration has presided over an economy in which we've lost jobs, we've lost people from the workforce. Even the people who have jobs haven't seen a raise in 8 years or 9 years or 10 years. And there are reasons for that. And here's how Donald Trump is going to change it. First, he's going to renegotiate our trade deals so they're favorable to the United States of America. That will bring a lot of jobs back to America. Second, we'll get to that. Thank you for reminding me. We'll get to it. Second, he's going to reduce taxes. For you. He's going to put more money in your pocket, and she's going to take more money out of your pocket. And with that money, people will be able to spend a little more. Businesses will be able to grow a little more. By slashing the corporate tax, we'll bring our corporations back from overseas, and we will create jobs. Donald Trump understands and is laser focused on the fact that what comes first? America comes first. He's about Americanism, and she's about globalism. He will also make certain that our military is expanded. The Obama-Clinton plan is to reduce our military to pre-World War II levels. How can we do that with the challenges we have in the world? An attack today in Kabul. Every day there's an attack by a radical Islamic extremists. Yes, I said radical Islamic extremists. I'm not afraid to say it. Donald Trump's not afraid to say it, which means we're not afraid to stand up to them and to defeat them. No timetables. No signaling, we're going to withdraw, we're going to withdraw, we're going to withdraw, we're going to withdraw. No drawing lines in the sand like Obama did, and then back off and back off and back off. I'll tell you one thing, with Donald Trump as President of the United States, if he draws a line, you better not cross that line. He'll build up our army. He'll build up our Navy so we can have a 2-ocean Navy and stop China from expanding in the South China Sea. He will build up our conventional forces and our special forces so we can fight these asymmetrical wars. And he will restore our intelligence services so that they're able to get accurate information about what happens, which this administration doesn't seem to be able to do. He'll make all those changes. And what is really close to my heart, and I'll tell you what's close to my heart, he will make every police officer in this country feel like they are respected, admired, and loved. You know why? And I have a very personal connection to this. I had 5 uncles who were police officers, 2 cousins who were police officers, and I stood at the bedside of too many police officers, over 40, who lost their lives in the line of duty when I was mayor of New York City. And then on September 11, another 37. I understand what it means when they put that uniform on. I understand what it means when they leave home, and my aunts would be worried, are they going to come back? When they heard of a police shooting, they wondered, is it my husband? Is it his best friend? When they heard about a fire, was it their husband or their father? My uncle was injured twice very seriously as a firefighter. My other uncle took 3 people down from the top of the Brooklyn Bridge. I know what our police officers are really made of. Donald Trump, it's as simple as this. Donald Trump is pro-police and Hillary Clinton is anti-police. I know she doesn't like this. I know she doesn't like this, but I'm going to tell you why she's anti-police. First of all, she finds them guilty. She finds them guilty immediately, like she did the Baltimore police officers. And then, when they're found not guilty, she never even apologizes. Now, she's a lawyer. She knows we presume people innocent. For her, everybody's presumed innocent, except the police, who were found guilty before there's even an investigation. And then when they're found not guilty, there's no apology. Also, she will not allow uniformed police officers to be around her. Uniformed police officers were barred from the Democratic National Convention because they're embarrassed of the uniform, because they are anti-police like they're anti-military. They're preaching to a different choir, believe me. Just go ask any cop in America how they feel today. They feel they have been targeted by this administration, and sometimes Hillary Clinton goes further than Barack Obama in making these prejudgments on the police because she's pandering for votes. Well, to me and to Donald Trump, pandering for votes means nothing. The lives of police officers mean a lot. It is enormously important that you understand you've got to go out and register every voter in Florida. We want to have the biggest voter registration drive that anybody has ever seen, because Donald Trump is going to bring to the polls, as he did in the primary, voters that haven't voted before. So we're going to need to count on you to go out and get those voters. Are you going to do that for me? Are we going to translate this enthusiasm into votes? Are we going to get the press to write that Donald Trump can produce crowds that are 100 times the size of Hillary Clinton? You think she could do this? No way. You know why? You want change. She's the past. Donald Trump is the future. It's going to be a great future. It is my honor to present to you the next President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Beautiful. What a crowd. Thank you, everybody. I am thrilled to be with you today in Tampa. We love Tampa. As you know, Florida is my second home, place I love. It's an amazing state, and it's filled with so many incredible people. That's why I like it. People. For the next 75 days, we are going to have to work very hard together to win the White House on November 8th. We're going to win it. And we just had a great poll come out from Florida University just about a half an hour ago that we're leading by 2 points, the state of Florida. Our victory on November 8th will be a victory for the people, for the people. It won't be a victory for the pundits. It won't be for the special interests that put up all of that Hillary money. And it won't be for the failed politicians. It will be a victory for you. And maybe most importantly, for your family, for your country. It will be a victory for jobs, jobs, jobs. We're going to bring our companies back. We're going to have jobs back in this country again. We're bringing our jobs back. Manufacturing is down 40%. We're bringing our jobs back. And companies aren't going to leave our country so easily. There will be consequences when they do. Won't be so easy for them. But it'll be a victory also for security, for prosperity, and it will be a victory for American independence, so important. We will reject the failures of the past and create a new American future where every child African American, Hispanic, all children can live out their dreams together in peace and in safety. We will bring back our jobs. We will rebuild our depleted military. We love our military. It's been so badly depleted, folks. At a time when we need it just about the most ever. We are going to rebuild our depleted military, and no better people than are in our military, but we're going to rebuild it. We're going to take care of our great veterans. They have been left behind. We're going to take care of our great veterans. We're going to unleash American energy, restore law and order. And we will make government honest once again, which it is not now, believe me. The stakes in this election could not be higher. Hillary Clinton wants to raise taxes very substantially and send jobs to other countries. That's what she wants to do. We are going to cut taxes dramatically and bring thousands of new companies and millions of new jobs to our shores. And that is something I look so forward to doing. No one can do jobs like Trump. If you look at Florida, whether it's Doral or whether it's so many of the jobs we have on the beach, we have so many jobs in the state of Florida. And I'll tell you what, those people love what we've done for them. High wages, great jobs, health care, education. We take care of our people. We have to take care of the people of our country. Believe me, we are not doing that. Hillary Clinton wants to pass more terrible trade deals like the Trans-Pacific Partnership. She wants to pass it. We are going to stop the TPP, totally renegotiate NAFTA, one of the worst trade deals ever made by mankind, and protect every last American job. We're going to protect your jobs. They're not going to be disappearing from you anymore. People in this room 18 years ago were making more money in wages than they're making today. And today they're working harder, and in many cases, to a certain extent, because of this horrible Obamacare, they're working 2 jobs. So they're getting older, they're working harder, and they're making less. Not going to happen that way, folks. Not going to happen. Of course, I'm working harder also, and we're getting older. That's for sure. Hillary Clinton wants to expand the job-killing regulations, destroying small businesses in America. Regulations, by the way, are out of control in this country. We're going to cancel every needless job-killing regulation and put a moratorium on new regulations until our economy gets back on its feet, and even them, they're not going to be brought back. They're not going to be brought back. They're not going to be brought back. You know, we need safety. We need a little environmental protection. We want clean air. We want clean water. But what they've done on top of that has been insane. It's killing our businesses, and it doesn't allow our businesses to compete with other countries, and you're losing your jobs. We will create great numbers of American jobs, beyond anything you've ever witnessed. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. The greatest. And speaking of jobs, and speaking of the fact that we're going to do a great job on jobs, evangelicals, people of religion, Christians, Jews, Catholics, Muslims, everybody, you've got to get out and vote on November 8th. And there's only one person you can vote for, Donald Trump. We're going to do our job. We're going to do it. We're going to do a great job. Hillary Clinton wants to put the miners and the steel workers out of work. You've heard her. You've heard it. We are going to lift restrictions on all American energy, and we are going to stand up to foreign cheating, which is what they're doing. They're cheating. That threatens steel production in America. They're dumping all over this country because they want our steel to go out of business so they can make the steel for us and charge us plenty. Not going to happen, folks. Not going to happen. Hillary Clinton wants to expand job-killing Obamacare and put government in charge of your health care. You know where that leads. They tried that in Venezuela. You see what's happening. It's not working. And many other places doesn't work. We are going to repeal, and this is so important. Are you ready? We are going to repeal and replace Obamacare and create And by the way, I have to tell you, always gets one of the most incredible applause. People are dying with Obamacare. It's a disaster. Your premiums are going up by 40%, 50%. The number on November 1st, and they're trying to move the date because it's an election-changing number, is going to be close to 50%, could even be more than that. They want to make it in December. They don't want to reveal the numbers. Obamacare is a disaster. In the great state of Texas, they had almost a 50% increase going through Blue Cross Blue Shield. Almost a 50% increase. And the people are furious. You're going to have more than that. And folks, it's not going to work. It's dying of its own weight. Regardless of who becomes president, it's dead. She's going to try and save it by raising everybody's taxes. Believe me, we can come up with a plan that will be so much less expensive and so much better. And we will do that. We will create choice and competition, and that's going to really make it swing. It's going to be an amazing thing to watch. All right. Hillary Clinton wants to trap children in failing schools, 100%. I want school choice. So you have competition. I want charter schools, and I want merit pay for our great teachers. We should have merit pay. Nobody more important than a teacher. We should have merit pay for those teachers that are outstanding. We're going to put our kids onto the ladder of success, and that is a good education and then a great job. That's what we need. This is so important for our inner cities. Our inner cities are suffering like never before. They've been run by Democrats for so many years, in some cases over 100 years. Almost every inner city is run by the Democrats. Nearly 4 in 10 African American children live in poverty. Think of it. 58% of African American youth are not employed. 58%. More than 2,700 people have been shot in Chicago since the beginning of the year. Not a long time. Homicides are up nearly 50% in Washington, D.C., and more than 60% in Baltimore. The Democratic Party has run, as I've said, nearly every inner city in this country
for 50 or 60 or in some cases over 100 years. Over 100 years. They've produced only more poverty, only more crime, only more joblessness, and broken homes all over the place at record levels. To those suffering and hurting and the people left behind, I say, vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald.
All right, so it looks like they interrupted the feed. Give me 1 second. I'll try to get it back as soon as I possibly can. I apologize, but it's not our fault.
We're going to fix that problem, and we're going to fix our inner cities. And I say to the African-American parent, you have a right to walk down the street of your city without having your child or yourself shot. And that's what's happening right now. That's what's happening. To the Hispanic parent, you have a right to walk outside without being shot. You have a right to good education for your child. You have a right to own your home. You have a right to have a good job. The Democrats and Hillary Clinton policies, if she gets your vote, and I think we're going to do great with African Americans and with the Hispanic, but once she gets your votes, you know what she does? Bye-bye, folks. See you in 4 years. That's what it is. She's going to do nothing. She's going to do nothing. And you know what, the truth? She doesn't have the stamina to do it, even if she wanted to, believe me. I'm asking for the honor of your vote so that I can fight for you. That's African American, that's Hispanic, and that's all Americans. We're going to make it better, much, much better. Because Hispanic citizens have been suffering under this president, too. Since President Obama came into office, another 2 million Hispanics have joined the ranks of those in poverty. 2 million have joined the ranks of poverty, not of wealth. I want you to join the ranks of people that are making phenomenal livings. That's what you want to join. The number of Hispanic children living in poverty increased by 15% in that short period of time. So I'm going to fight to give every Hispanic citizen in this country a much better future, a much better life. And they know it. And they know it. And I don't know if you've seen what's happening, but over the last 3 weeks, the polls with African American folks and Spanish-speaking folks, the Hispanics, the Latinos, have gone way up. Way up. They've gone way up. Because you know what? African Americans are tired of being used by these phony politicians. Hispanics are tired of being used by these phony politicians. And everybody else in our country is tired of being used by these phony politicians. Believe me. And part of that better future means securing our border to protect the jobs of all of the people living here today. And that includes African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and all Americans. We're going to protect your jobs. We're going to also bring safety, but we're going to protect your jobs because your jobs are not being protected. Hillary Clinton wants to have a totally open border where people can just pour in and take your job. And lots of other things happen. We are going to enforce our laws, remove people who overstay their visas, dismantle the gangs and cartels and protect jobs and benefits for hard-working American citizens. And many of them are African American, by the way, and many of them are Hispanic. We're going to protect your jobs. That includes protecting the jobs and wages of the Hispanic citizens and living right here in Florida. So many living right here in Florida. And this is their number one complaint, because they don't know if the next day they're going to have a job because of people flowing in illegally into the state and into the country. They deserve to have their jobs protected from illegal immigration and broken visa programs, and they are broken. All Americans from all backgrounds have a right to have their jobs protected in their own country. Hillary Clinton would rather give a job to an illegal immigrant than to an unemployed Hispanic citizen, an unemployed African American citizen, or even to a veteran. Believe me. It's going to be America first from now on. America first. Thank you. At the core of our America First agenda are three words, so important. These are so important. They solve so many problems. Are you ready? Jobs, jobs, jobs. That's why at the center of my economic plan is a tax cut for small businesses down to 15% from 35%. Business will flourish. Jobs will pour into our country, and new ones will be created, and I mean created all across the land. We're going to create jobs. 35%. We're one of the highest taxed nations in the world, if not the highest. And we're going to be one of the lower taxed nations in the world. There are over 600,000 Hispanic-owned businesses here in Florida. Hillary Clinton's plan would smother them with new regulations, drive up their electricity bills, and then raise their taxes to as much as almost 50% higher than they're paying now. Family-owned businesses would take a second hit with a 45% death tax. So that you have a business, you want to leave that business to your children, you've been paying taxes all your life on that business, and now the children have to pay so much that normally they have to either sell the business or close it up. It's not a fair tax. More in Florida than anywhere else because you have so many family businesses that cannot afford to pay a death tax. A Trump administration will be a true friend to small businesses and to all working Americans. That I can tell you. That means bringing down taxes, bringing down the price of energy, and bringing down job-killing regulations that cost our economy as much as $2 trillion a year. $2 trillion a year, remember. $2 trillion. Does anybody know what $1 trillion is? We got two of them. We're also going to dramatically simplify our very, very complex tax code. H in our block will be voting against Donald Trump. That I can tell you. And you understand that. Our current tax code is so burdensome and complex that we waste 9 billion hours a year in tax code compliance. That will end under a Trump administration. Hillary Clinton wants to make taxes even more complicated and will raise taxes by $1.3 trillion on you and on everybody else. Her anti-energy regulations will be a tax hike on the poor. Your energy bills are going to go through the roof, folks. According to Heritage Foundation, by 2030, the Obama-Clinton energy restrictions will eliminate another 500,000 manufacturing jobs, reduce economic output by $2.5 trillion, and reduce incomes by $7,000 a person per year. That means you're making less money in 2030 than you're making right now. We've already done that 18 years ago. Right now, as a country, we have no growth. We have no growth. You saw that. A Trump administration will end this war on the American worker and unleash an energy revolution that will bring vast new wealth and power to our country. According to the Institute for Energy Research, lifting the restrictions on all sources of American energy will very simply increase GDP by more than $100 billion annually. We need that so badly. Add over 500,000 new jobs annually and increase annual wages by more than $30 billion over the next 7 years. It will increase federal, state, and local tax revenue by almost $6 trillion over 4 decades. Increase total economic activity by more than $20 trillion over the next 40 years. My energy plan will help put trillions of dollars back into our economy. We'll be able to fix up our military. We'll be able to take care of our vets. We'll be able to help you with your Social Security, which everybody else wants to cut to shreds. Now, with all of that being said, my all-time favorite subject, trade. How stupid are we to allow this to happen to us? Florida has lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, a Hillary Clinton-backed deal. One of the worst transactions ever signed in the history of our country. Probably not as bad as will be proven in the future as this horrible, incompetent Iran deal. But we'll get to that a little bit later. That's another beauty. Honestly, these people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Florida lost 1 in 5 of its manufacturing jobs since Bill Clinton and China, and he put China into the World Trade Organization, which was also backed by Hillary. Our trade deficit with the world is now nearly $800 billion a year. So we work hard. We work so hard. But if you don't have the right leadership at the top, you're sort of wasting your time because you're not going to get it done. Think of it. We have a trade deficit with the world of almost $800 billion. Like Bernie Sanders said, she has terrible, terrible judgment. Got no judgment. Look at what she's got. Folks, take a look at the emails. She's got no judgment. The good news is, if we win on November 8th, these jobs are coming back. They're all coming back. Here are 7 steps to bring back our jobs and create millions of new jobs. Number 1, I'm going to withdraw the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership talks, which have yet to be ratified. So important. Number 2, I'm going to appoint the toughest and smartest trade negotiators to fight on behalf of American workers so that we make great trade deals with other countries instead of incompetent and bad trade deals. We'll bring our jobs back here instead of having it's like a one-way bridge. It all goes out of this country. The only thing that comes into our country is drugs. They pour into the country, the cash pours out. We don't do anything right. We have such bad leadership. I'm going to direct the Secretary of Commerce to identify every violation of trade agreements that a foreign country is currently using to harm American workers, of which there are many. Because they rightfully think we're run by incompetent people. So I don't blame China. I don't blame Japan and Mexico and these other countries. They're getting away with murder, but if I were them, I'd be trying to do the same thing. I blame our leaders. I want us to be on the winning side. We will be on the winning side if you elect me on November 8th. I promise. I will then direct all appropriate agencies to use every tool under American and international law to end these abuses. We're being abused. Now, the worst abuse is China. I like China. I've made a lot of money with China. I've done very well with China. They're tenants of mine. Their biggest bank in the world is tenant. Condos, deals, office buildings, Bank of America buildings, so much. I've done great with China. We can do great with China, too. They have no respect for our country. They have no respect for our leadership. And we don't blame them. We don't blame them. We want to put ourselves in that position very soon. You watch. And they'll like us better than they do now. They don't like us. They're building a massive military fortress in the middle of the South China Sea that they're not allowed to do. They're doing that, and yet they're ripping us economically. We have tremendous power over China, economic power, tremendous. We don't do anything. They build and build and build. And they didn't get environmental impact statements when they decided to rip up the sea. They said, Sunday night, let's build. Monday morning, they were digging. A little different than our country, wouldn't you say? A little different. A little bit different. Number 4, I'm going to tell our NAFTA partners that I intend to immediately renegotiate the terms of that horrible agreement signed by Bill Clinton to get a better deal for our workers. And if we don't get the deal that we want, which has to be good and has to make up for all of these years of abuse and lost time, then we will walk away, which is fine, which is fine. I'm going to instruct my Treasury Secretary to label China a currency manipulator, the greatest in the world. Any country that devalues their currency in order to take unfair advantage of the United States and all of its companies who can't compete will face tariffs and taxes to stop the cheating. And when they see that, they will stop the cheating. I don't think our politicians even know what's going on. And they will stop. Or we're going to take in one hell of a lot of money, I'll tell you that. I'm going to instruct the United States Trade Representative to bring trade cases against China, both in this country and at the WTO, World Trade Organization. China's unfair subsidy and its behavior is prohibited by the terms of its entrance into the WTO, and I intend to enforce our rules. That's all. Very simple. And they know it's coming. They've called a lot of friends of mine. They know it's coming. They say, what do we do? What do we do? If China does not stop its illegal activities, remember this, our trade deficit with China is approximately $505 billion a year. Think of that. $505 billion. Somebody said, oh, but you'll stop trading with China. I say, is that good or bad? You tell me. We have to straighten it out, folks. We can't have deficits of $500 billion. We can't have deficits, and we can start making things right here again, and it'll be very nice. And I'm going to use every lawful presidential power to remedy the trade disputes, including the application of tariffs. And I'll tell you, we're going to probably have to at least use them in some cases because they have to understand we're not playing games any longer, folks. We're not playing games. If we take these steps, jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. We can use the new money to rebuild our roads, bridges, and airports. Manufacturing is also a matter of national security. It's national security. Our manufacturing is being decimated. Decimated. We're not going to have manufacturing. I am so tired of seeing manufacturing buildings that employed thousands and thousands of people being turned into nursing homes. It's fine, but you know what? That's not, we have to build. We have to build. We have to manufacture. We need to build, produce, and create right here in America. Right here in America. Let me tell you a few more things that we're going to do. We're going to end government corruption. Hillary Clinton ran the State Department like a failed leader in a third world country. That's what it's run. It's run like a third world country. She sold favors and access in exchange for cash. She sold it. She sold favors. She sold access. And wait till you see when it's revealed, all of those people, now it looks like it's 50% of the people that saw her had to make contributions to the Clinton Foundation. Wait till you see ultimately what she did for all of those people. Wait till you see. These are not people that go in, as I said, and talk about how are you feeling. The people she met with outside of government, the people she met with outside government as Secretary of State, so many of these people made contributions. She even deleted 33,000 emails to hide evidence of her crimes. It's impossible to tell where the Clinton Foundation ends and the State Department begins. She then lied about her crime to Congress over and over again. She lied to Congress. I don't know if Congress is going to do anything about it, folks. I'm so sick of looking and seeing, and I hear reports they don't do anything. Congress ought to act. She lied to Congress 100%. Everybody agrees, and it takes so long for them to act. By the time they act, you're going to say, what was it? You won't even remember what happened. Let Congress act today. Let Congress act immediately. The FBI did not act. I have such respect for the FBI. I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed. I've loved the FBI. I have such high regard, high respect for the FBI. How did they let that happen? She was so guilty. She was so guilty. The world is laughing at us, folks. And then you have Bill Clinton meeting with the Attorney General in the back of an airplane for 39 minutes. And he said they were talking about golf and their grandkids. Give me a break. And very importantly, Bill Clinton, after all of that and after the beautiful gift he was given, Bill Clinton essentially called the FBI director, James Comey, a liar when he said the FBI director was spouting bull. Can you imagine? Man, they don't realize that they owe the FBI director their political lives for refusing to recommend prosecution for Hillary Clinton's many, many crimes. And then he calls the director a liar. He saved Hillary Clinton from facing justice for her illegal and corrupt actions. They were illegal and they were corrupt. And the FBI saved her. And I would imagine many people within the FBI are extremely embarrassed. Extremely. Remember, Bill Clinton was impeached for lying and obstructing justice. And also, had to give up his law license. People forget. Hillary Clinton created an illegal private email server, deliberately, willfully, and with total premeditation. Premeditation. Could be the first way was right, actually. You know, I might like the first way better. Pre-medication, that's a very... Pre-medication, I think I like it. Wow. All right. Premeditation. I love that. She did so to cover up a vast pay-for-play scheme. Her actions made our enemies vulnerable to foreign hacking, and we are vulnerable. That's what's happened. We've become so vulnerable to foreign hacking and betrayed the security and safety of the United States, our military, and all of our people. Her actions are criminal, they're purposeful, and they're totally calculated. She knew what she was doing. That's why I've called for a special prosecutor to look into this. The problem is, with the administration rigging the system, it's a rigged system, folks, to protect her vast criminal behavior, the real jury is going to be the American voter on November 8th. Hillary Clinton thinks she's above the law. And honestly, folks, she's got nothing going. Got nothing going. There's nothing there. There's nothing going. There's nothing for you. That's going to be 4 more years of Obama, 4 more years of ISIS knocking the hell out of us all over the place and everyone else. Got nothing going. Come November, the American people are going to prove that she is not a person worthy of becoming the President of the United States. We don't want 4 more years of Obama, and I think she would be worse than Obama. I've been watching so carefully over the past month. Hillary Clinton doesn't do speeches. She doesn't do press conferences. It's been almost 300 days. She doesn't do rallies of any consequence. She doesn't do this kind of stuff where you have all these people. She's failed at filling the arenas. You look at her events, they should show those arenas. They never show our arenas packed, but they should show her arenas that are empty. People don't know where she is. Her supports have really, and her supporters have very little enthusiasm. The only people enthusiastic about her campaign are Hollywood celebrities, in many cases, celebrities that aren't very hot anymore, and Wall Street donors, special interests, lobbyists, etc., that want to control government, not to the benefit of our country, but to the benefit of their wallet. Even her protesters don't have the spirit that Bernie protesters had. We had some protesters last night. We had a massive rally last night. And we had some protesters. It's like they raise their hand and people, oh, they're so nice. The cameras don't even cover her protesters, which is bad. See, I like it when the camera covers the because then they finally show how many people we have at these things. Her protesters have so little enthusiasm for her, and they're so boring that the cameras don't follow them. So it's sad when you think of it. I like the Bernie protesters better. They had enthusiasm. By the way, a reminder to everyone here, register to vote. You got to register to vote. We have a movement going on, folks. This is a movement. This is a moment. I'm going to Mississippi in a little while. We have tens of thousands of people. We're only confined by the size. Look at this, back to the corners. We're only confined. We set a record here today. We always set records. We always. In 4 instances, for some reason, we've beaten Elton John's record, who's a great guy, but we've beaten Elton, and he has pianos, right? I don't have a piano. No piano. But we've beaten 4 times Elton John's records at arenas. Together, we're going to restore ethics and honesty to our government. We're also going to restore safety to our country. Hillary Clinton, and maybe this bothers me almost more than anything else because I know bad things are going to happen. Hillary Clinton wants to increase by 550% over Obama, thousands and thousands, Syrian refugees coming into our country. Overall, her plan would bring in 620,000 refugees from all refugee-sending countries in her first term. This is at the same time we and Europe and everywhere else is experiencing tremendous problems, not only with attacks, but with lone wolf attacks. That's sickos that by themselves do tremendous destruction. You look at San Bernardino, you look at wherever, you look at Orlando, you can look anywhere you want. The lone wolf attacker, the sicko, and we're allowing them in by the tens of thousands. How stupid are we? How stupid are we? And you mark my words, I've been very good at predicting things. I've been very, very good. People are writing me letters that you predicted this. I predict a lot of things. Bad, bad things are going to be happening with these people pouring into our country. Bad things are going to be happening. Bad, bad things. You watch. Oh, we're going to build a wall. Don't worry about it. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build the wall. And Mexico is going to pay for the wall 100%. And it's going to be a big wall. It's going to be a real wall. It's going to be as beautiful as a wall can be, but it's going to be a wall. And we're going to have protection for tunnels so that people can't tunnel under. We can easily have protection. But we're going to have protection for tunnels. No, we're going to have a real border. We're going to have a real wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. Mexico, right now, we have a trade deficit with Mexico of approximately $60 billion a year. Believe me, the wall is peanuts compared to the kind of money they're making with the United States. And speaking of that, and I've said this, we are losing so many jobs to Mexico and other places. There have to be repercussions from this. We cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow these countries, because their leaders are smarter than our leaders, because their negotiators are better, because we have, frankly, very, very stupid people representing us. We cannot allow this to continue to happen, whether it's Carrier Air Conditioner or Ford or any other. I could name hundreds and hundreds of companies, millions and millions of jobs, millions and millions. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. We won't have a country any longer. I'm going to suspend immigration wherever effective screening cannot take place. And I am going to institute a new ideological screening program to keep out people who don't share our values of love and respect. Moving forward, we are going to start promoting American values once again. It's time to put the era of division behind us and to embrace a new American future based on our common values and our principles. Our principles. And if people don't like our values, and if people don't like our principles, tell them, don't come in. I understand that the Wall Street donors and the Washington insiders don't want change. We know why. They're making a fortune. They want things to keep going on exactly as they are. That's why they're throwing so much money to Hillary Clinton. It's the powerful protecting the powerful. I used to be doing that also, folks. I hate to tell you, it's very easy. I know the business better than anybody. I know this subject better than anybody that's ever run for any office. Okay? 16 months ago, I was like the fair-haired boy. All of a sudden, I'm an outsider. You know, it took just a few words. I am going to run for president. I became an outsider. It's insiders fighting for insiders. But I'm fighting for you. That's why I'm doing this. I built a great company. Believe me, I didn't need to do this. This is a lot of work, a lot of energy, and I'm spending my money, by the way. A lot of energy. We are doing well. It's a movement. It's a movement. Real movement. We're going to get it turned around. We're going to stop crime. We're going to bring back our jobs. We're going to straighten out our inner cities. We're going to do a lot of things. And by the way, we are going to save our Second Amendment, which is under siege. If in San Bernardino or Orlando or in Paris, where, by the way, they have the toughest gun laws in the world, if you had this gentleman right there, or this woman right here, right? Or that gentleman right there, standing there with a gun strapped to his or her side, when these animals came in and they started shooting people that had absolutely no protection, it would have been a whole different story, folks. Would have been a whole different story. And if they had even an inkling, if they thought that guns were in the room, they probably wouldn't have even gone there in the first place, okay? Very simple. So we're going to protect our Second Amendment. So I'm an agent of change, I am. And Hillary Clinton is a total defender of the status quo. I don't think you can be too happy with the status quo. I'm asking for your vote so we can create the new American future. This includes millions of new jobs through lower taxes, less regulation, and trade deals that put America first. It includes the appointment of justices to the United States Supreme Court, who are going to protect our freedom. And that includes they'll be protecting the Second Amendment. So important, folks. Justices of the Supreme Court. Remember, Justice Scalia, a great man. We're going to try and get people of that thought process, that thinking, that intellect. But we already have one. And if she chooses 4 or 5, it could be as many as 5, could be a record in the history of this country of new judicial appointments. If she puts people in that are radical left, you have got yourselves a whole different country. We're going to have a new foreign policy that focuses on defeating ISIS, not nation building. We've tried the nation building. Doesn't work. Not going to work, never going to work. Hillary Clinton's reckless policies unleashed ISIS onto the world in the first place. She will never have the judgment or the stamina to fix the problems that she created. She created so many problems. It was just announced in a new poll that people feel the country is less safe today than it was before 9/11. Pretty bad poll. It's pretty bad. With all the money we spent, all the trillions and trillions of dollars that we spent, people feel less safe today than they did then. In the meantime, our country is dying, our infrastructure is sick, our roads are terrible, our bridges are falling, our schools, you take a look at what's happening there, our tunnels, everything is bad, and all of that money was spent. It was spent and wasted by people that didn't have a clue. We're going to change it around, folks. We're going to defeat terrorism and keep the terrorists the hell out of our country. And finally, we're going to create a more inclusive society where no American is left behind. We're going to bring back jobs, opportunity, and hope to every community in our nation, every community. Once again, we're going to have a government of, by, and for the American people. This is going to be your country, your government, and your really great future. It's going to be a great future. The rule of special interests is over. It's gone. If I win. If I don't win, it will be worse than ever before. You will see. You will see. But hopefully you will not get a chance to see, because we're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around, and it'll be a beautiful thing. Thank you. We will bring America together as one country again. We are so divided. We are so terribly divided, so many ways. President Obama is a great divider. He doesn't know how to put things together. He doesn't have a clue. We will bring it together as one country, united as Americans, in common purpose and common dreams. And that's what it is. It's dreams. We dream of having it right. It will be right. It will be right. We're going to have a thriving economy. We're going to have a strong, strong, strong border that people are going to respect, and the drugs are not going to be flowing across like gravy. We're going to have a powerful military, not a depleted military like we have now. And our vets are part of our military. Our vets are going to be treated incredibly well, as they have to be. They're our great people. We're going to have a peaceful nation, a rising standard of living. This is what I promise you. Let's get out there and win on November 8th. And if we do, we will make America wealthy again. We have to be wealthy. We have almost $20 trillion in debt. We have to make our country wealthy again. And we will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. Proud. You won't be embarrassed like you are now with the Iran deal, or when you see $400 million being sent on airplanes to terrorists who, by the way, won't use that money for terror. They're going to put that money in Swiss bank accounts. They've got plenty other money to use for terror. Think of these people. They have a plane arrive with $400 million in cash. All different denominations. They've got it right. $400 million in cash. Nobody could believe it. And it turned out that it was actually for the hostages, despite the lie of Obama. It was for the hostages. He couldn't have been happy when his representative said it was for the hostages. Couldn't have been happy. You know, it's like Obamacare, if you remember, 28 times. Keep your doctor, keep your plan, remember, over and over and over again. And then some Democrats, they actually voted because of that. Over and over, he lied and he lied and he lied. Well, he lied about the hostages, too. $400 million in cash, he lied about that. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again for each and every American. You will be so proud of your president, and more importantly, you will be so proud of your country. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us and choosing us as your stream of choice. We hope that you join us later on for another Donald Trump rally. It's at 4 p.m. That's Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be uploading a news story in just a few minutes. Probably at 1 p.m. That's 1 p.m. Pacific. Roughly 4 p.m. Eastern. This was a very interesting story, so please keep an eye out for that. If you are new to our stream, please hit that subscribe button and join our community. If you notice on the lower left side, we have a real-time community member. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to fix something. I'm just trying to see what you guys are saying. Give me 1 second. All right. So yeah, on the left lower side, we have the names of every community member that is joining us in real time, just as a added thank you and a welcome. But yeah, guys, so make sure that you guys check out for a new video coming up in just an hour. And also, we uploaded a video last night. If you haven't seen it, it's up on our channel. But like always, guys, hook us up with a thumbs up. Join the community. If you would like to contribute, just so we can continue our coverage and we continue bringing you breaking news, there's a link in the description for PayPal. Anything helps, guys. It keeps us alive and it keeps us going stronger than ever before. So, again, join us later on for another Trump rally. But until then, peace.